Now then everybody, so welcome to Upper Teesdale. So where we are at the moment, we just start to ride at Mickleton, the old railway station. So where we are, we're between Barnard Castle and Middleton-in-Teesdale. So what we're actually riding on at the moment, this is the old track bed for the railway line that went to Middleton-in-Teesdale from Barnard Castle. So what we're doing is just heading along here from Mickleton down towards Kirk. It's a lovely area actually. A lot of people actually call it, well certainly the people who live around here, they actually call it England's best kept secret, Upper Teesdale, because just past here you've got a big waterfall called High Force, as well as a smaller one, not surprisingly, called Low Force. So yeah, it's actually a lovely area. So just over there on the left hand side, that's Eggleston, and then you just make out just over there and there's a hall just set amongst the trees. Those of you that followed the Ladette to Lady series a few years ago on the TV, that's Eggleston Hall, that's where that was filmed. Yeah, so the ride we're actually going to do today, we're just heading along this old track bed from Mickleton station down to Kirk, onto Cotherstone, and then we've got to climb up onto the moors, and then we're heading across to where the reservoirs are. It's a lovely start to ride, this one, because all this is really weather friendly. As you no doubt see, it's like a mixture of gravel and grass and a little bit of mud, but it does dry out very quickly along here. The only downside about this section, probably just see here, there's quite a lot of gates that you have to negotiate, because up here it's quite a big farming community. Now, the actual railway line used to go straight on, but what we've got here is a private dwelling, so slight little detour. So we've got a little climb here up the top, and then we drop down to the main road. Yeah, so this is the dwelling here on the left hand side, that's private land, and then the railway line carried on to the right hand side, but we have to do a little detour here through Kirk. A lovely little village, this one. So we just take a left here now and back on the cycle trail, the old track bed. Yeah, it's an absolutely lovely day today. It's about 22-23 degrees. It is quite breezy, mind, but there are certain sections of this ride that you will be riding into the wind, and others where you're sheltered from it, just like now where we're riding through a cutting. This is just coming over this little viaduct here that I think it's the River Balder. So this actually comes down from Balderhead Reservoir. Yeah, it is a good little section this to start off with. It gets you nicely warmed up, but this is probably the only downside of it. Just every now and then you've got the gates you've got to go through. Cheers, thanks. Come on, come on. Yes, you'll see quite a lot of walkers along here, as well as a few other cyclists, but we all share this trail alike. Slow down for them and give way to them, they give way to us. It's all very harmonious. But yeah, it's a lovely little track, this. It's always a good start of the ride. I think one good thing about this kind of thing is how the councils and stuff like that, you know, they make all this area accessible for walkers and cyclists, you know, in turn it puts a few quid in the local economy. So as you well know, normally have a post-ride pint, so it's even better if there's a local brew on offer. Right, so that's it now for the track bed. If we carried straight on, that takes you down towards Barnard Castle. So what we're doing now is we're heading up onto the moors. Now the key thing about this next section of the ride, part of it does involve going through a military training area. So the key thing is, once we get up to where the military training area is, we just need to make sure that there's no red flags flying. Yeah, so this is steady way climb here on tarmac up to where the military training area is. Right, so we've made that to the top of the climb from Cotherstone. So here we are where the military training area is. Good news is there's no red flags flying, so we're permitted to go through there today. That's where we're climbing up to. You can just make out the trees on the top of the hill there. That's part of the military training area. So once we get to there, we actually meet the Pennine Way. Right, so we've made it now to the military firing range. So luckily there's no activities taking place today, so we're permitted to go through. But just for your information, those of you that are planning on doing this ride, you're travelling quite a way. You can just see a couple of numbers at the bottom of the sign there. So it's probably advisable to give them a quick call to find out if you're permitted to go through or not. Yes, if you were wondering what all that noise was while we're coming up, there's quite a lot of sheep in a pen. So looks like they're all getting shifted around by the farmer. Right, how deep is this? That's not too bad. Looks as though there's been a few other bikers along here, judging by those tracks. I'll say one thing, the views are absolutely stunning up here now. Look at this. Right, so we've finally made it through the military training area. So we've just got this small grassy bridleway section, and then about a couple 100 yards or so we'll be meeting the Pennine Way. Yeah, one thing to be wary of when you are planning this ride is this particular area here can get quite boggy after rain. I know I did mention at the start of the ride that it's pretty much an all-weather ride. There is an alternative after wet weather, which I will show you further on in the ride. But yeah, it is advisable to do this ride after a period of dry weather. Get up there. This section hasn't been too bad actually. It's looks as though there's been a few puddles along here, but the sun and wind's drying it out. Yeah, it's certainly a tough section along this grassy bridleway. It's certainly energy sapping, but I think we made it up the highest point now, so should be able to see the reservoirs shortly. Yep, there we go. So that reservoir just down there, that's Blackton. And I think once we get over this little brow, we should be able to see Balderhead on our left hand side. Yep. So you can just see Balderhead coming into view over there. That's it, we're down. Brilliant. So as I was saying before, there is an alternative way. If there's been really bad weather, wet weather over a period of time, there is an alternative route, and we are actually on it at the moment. This is a metal road. I'll just show you here where we actually went along the railway track to Cotherstone. You can come off it at Rommelkirk where the day tour was. If we carried on up the road rather than turn left to rejoin the gravel track or track bed, we'd have continued up here to Upper Reservoir, which you can't quite see at the moment, and then this road actually goes alongside Upper Reservoir, comes to the Blackton one here, turns, climbs up, comes along here. So that's an alternative one when there's been bad weather. I actually did that particular ride, I think it was the back end of last year. So what I'll do in the description for this video, I'll actually put the link onto that particular Strava ride. So if you're planning on doing this ride, and there has been bad weather and you want to avoid the section that we've just done along the Pennine Way, then by all means do that one. That'd be absolutely perfect conditions up here. It just wasn't for that wind. There we go, it's Cove Lodge. So just there you've got the Cove Lodge tea and coffee stop. Because what we're on now is, probably just see the sign on the gate there, this is part of the Pennine Way now, so it's one of these tea and coffee stops, which it's nice to see. came down here back end of last year, and this was an absolute mud bath along here. But it's always a good thing about it. And in summertime, it's practically bone dry. Yeah, so this is Balderhead Reservoir on our left, and then to the right, the one in front, that's Mickleton Reservoir, and then one just beyond that, that's Hewry Reservoir. And one of the interesting things is around here there's very, very little light pollution. So back in July 2020 there was a lot of motorhomes parked just down here, reason being that they'd all come out to see the Comet Neowise, which was very prominent in July 2020. So as there was no light pollution, they got some really good views of it. In fact, just over the hill, you've got Grassholme Reservoir, and there's now an observatory there now, so people can come and go and have a look at the galaxies and things like that. Let's stop and have a look at this view. It looks absolutely stunning. Oh yes. It's got a nice little tarmac descent along here for about a mile or so. So just in front of us, that's another one of the reservoirs in this area. So that one's cell set. There's a better view of it. Feel that wind from the left hand side now, very, very strong. Minute to the main road. Somewhere here we're going to be taking a left and heading up along the bridleway and dropping down towards Middleton-in-Teesdale. I think the bridleway is somewhere here. I can see some tracks just here in the field. Ah, this is it here. Excellent. Yeah, I've got a nice little bridleway now that'll just takes us along here, and then we've got a cracking descent down towards Middleton-in-Teesdale. So just to the left hand side, you can just make out that clump of trees on the hill. That's known as Kirk Carron, and legend has it that there's actually a ghost of I think it's a Viking soldier which guards Teesdale. It actually resides in those trees and keeps an eye over what's going on in the Teesdale area, looking out for invaders, I assume. It's a good little climb, that. Right, let's enjoy this descent down into Middleton-in-Teesdale. Oh, I was going to go there. Seems to be tracks just appearing from all over the place here. I don't know if they're bridleways or farming using them. There's so many different lines, you don't know which one to take here. And that's it, we're down. That was really, really good, that. Right, so this is the main road now that goes from Middleton-in-Teesdale back towards Mickleton, normal Cotherstone, and on to Barnard Castle. So just here is where we rejoin what was the old railway line. I think it's just around this corner. Yeah, here it is. Right. So coming on that side, I think it's only about another mile and a half back to where the start of the ride is. Oh, it's a lovely little section through the trees, this one, especially at the end of the ride. Just try and imagine what it was like when she had trains running along here. So that's Mickleton on the left hand side. So we can't be far off the finish of the ride now. So what do you think of that one? I thought that ride was absolutely brilliant. I loved it. Once again, I'll put all the links in the description, and I'll also put the wet weather version of the ride as well. If there's been bad weather, you can just do a tarmac version of this ride. So end of the ride now. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you all on the next one.